Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ryan Awesome, and welcome to the Ryan Awesome Show. Now, before we get into the show, first off, man, if you haven't done this already, man, what are you waiting for, man? Hit the thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up, and if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. And right next to that subscribe button, there's a bell. Make sure you click on that bell so you're the first ones to know when my next video will come out because I'm here each and every single week. And one last thing, don't forget to be awesome. Yeah, man. Sit back, chillax, grab something to eat, grab something to drink because you're watching The Ryan Awesome Show. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to The Ryan Awesome Show. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ryan Awesome, and welcome to the Ryan Awesome Show. Now, today on the Ryan Awesome Show, we'll be talking about WWE WrestleMania 38 Night 2. So yeah, man, overall, the show it was okay. It was decent. It was not better than night 1. It was not better than night 1. Night 1 was clearly better than night 2. But yeah, they're not saying that night 2 was bad. We did have some great matches on night 2 that I did enjoy. I enjoyed that triple threat Raw Tag Team Championship match with RK Bro, the Street Profits, and the Alpha Academy. I thought that was a really great match to start off the show. And some really great back and forth. I enjoyed the Edge and AJ Styles stuff too. I enjoyed the match. And the Pat McAfee and Austin Theory match was really great. I did not like the fact that Pat McAfee competed against Vince McMahon. That's the only thing I didn't like about it. He competed against Vince McMahon. I did not like that. But I did enjoy the match that he had with Austin Theory. And I thought Pat, he looked really great too. For a guy that doesn't wrestle, he looked really good in that match. And also the main event, I wasn't feeling the main event. The main event, it felt like it was the same match. But the main event, it could have been better. The match could have been better, but the right person did win that match. I'm glad about the outcome. The right person won the match. Roman Reigns won the match. So that was the right move. But night 2, man, night 2, it felt like it was longer than night 1. Night 2 felt like it was longer. And night 2, I said this last night on the WrestleMania Night 1 review. For WrestleMania Night 2, we'll have some filler matches, and that's what it was. We had some filler matches on this show. But yeah, I'm going to get more into it. But yep, but Roman Reigns, he won the Universal Championship. Well, he retained his Universal Champion and won the WWE Championship. So he's the undisputed WWE Champion. So yeah. So yep, but that was pretty much it with WrestleMania Night 2. WrestleMania 38 Night 2. It was decent. It was okay, but it was not better than night 1. So yeah, so this is the WWE WrestleMania 38 Night 2 review on the Ryan Awesome Show. And I say this all the time in the intro. Like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Hit the thumbs up if you haven't already. And subscribe to the channel if you're new around here or if you're watching the Ryan Awesome Show for the first time ever. Because I'm here each and every single week, man. And so yeah, so once again, we were live in Dallas, Texas in the AT&T Stadium. And so, yeah, to start off the show, man, we had Triple H. He came out in his suit and he did a WrestleMania entrance. He brought his water bottle out and he spit the water out like how he does in his entrance and all that. And so, yeah, when Triple H came out and he spit the water out and all that stuff, I got goosebumps, dude. I was holding back tears, to be honest with you. I was holding back tears. And yeah, man, so Triple H, he got in the ring, grabbed the microphone, he welcomed everybody to WrestleMania, and he placed his wrestling boots, inside the ring. And so yeah, so of course Triple H, he retired from wrestling. And yeah, man, which is really sad. I grew up watching Triple H, and he was a wrestler that I looked up to as a kid. And so yeah, so it was really really unfortunate and very sad that he had to end his career, because of health issues. Our first match of WrestleMania 38 Night 2, we had the Raw Tag Team Championship match, and it was RK Bro, who are the Raw Tag Team Champions. That's Randy Orton and Matt Riddle, or Riddle, whatever you want to call them, versus the Street Profits. So that's Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins versus the Alpha Academy, Chad Gable and Otis. And so yeah, man, this is a really great match, man. This match was. At first, I could not take notes in this match, but I tried to get as much as I could. So yeah, Riddle and Ford, they took out Gable, and then everybody, they were throwing each other over the top rope like it was the Royal Rumble. And so Ford, he had dove over the ring post onto everybody, and then Chad Gable, he had an outside moonsault on everybody. And then the Alpha Academy took control of the match, and then the Profits took control of the match. And then Orton, he had slammed Ford and Gable on the commentary table, and then Matt Riddle and Randy Orton, they hit the draping DDT, a double draping DDT to the Profits. And so the Alpha Academy, they took out RK Bro. And then the Alpha Academy, they hit the Steiner Brothers finishing move, the recently inducted Hall of Famers, Rick Steiner and Scott Steiner. And so yeah, we had a doomsday blockbuster to Gable from the Profits, which was beautiful, man. Absolutely beautiful. And the height that Montez Ford gotten off of that blockbuster, man, was really freaking beautiful, man. Dawkins, he had a tope con hero to Otis, and I was like, my God, dude. It looked like he landed. It looked like he undershot it a bit. But man, oh man, that was brutal. Avalanche RKO to Ford from Riddle. To end the match, we had an RKO to Chad Gable in midair from Orton to win the match. So therefore, RK Bro wins the match and are still the Raw Tag Team Champions. And so yeah, so right after the match, the Street Profits, they grabbed their solo cups and they offered RK Bro drinks. And so they invited Gable Steveson to the ring. Gable Steveson, who was sitting at ringside in the crowd. So they called him to the ring to go drink. They were about to drink together, but Chad Gable, he came out of nowhere and he stopped the drink. He stopped the solo cup out of Gable Stevenson's hand. The Profits and RK Bro, they got out of the ring. Chad Gable and Gable Steveson, they were in the ring, and they were both fighting over the microphone and all that. And so Gable told Gable Steveson to shoosh. And so yeah, and so Steveson, gave Gable a overhead belly to belly suplex. The Street Profits, RK Bro and Gable Steveson, they drunk together. And so that was pretty much it, man. Pretty much it with that. Just like what I said before, this is a really great match. And yeah, I love the back and forth too in this match. The back and forth and the spots in this match too. So right after that, we had a match, and it was Omos versus Bobby Lashley. This was terrible, man. This was really bad. Omos, he overpowered Bobby Lashley the entire time. And then at one point, Omos had brought Bobby Lashley to the turnbuckle, and his lower back had hit the turnbuckle, and the back of his head had hit the ring post. So that was freaking brutal, man. And you heard it. You heard that thud, too. When his head had hit the ring post, you heard it. And so eventually, Lashley, he fought back. He had a suplex to Omos, and he speared Omos in the back, and he speared him in the front to win the match. So therefore, Bobby Lashley wins the match. This was not a WrestleMania match, dude. This was not a WrestleMania match, and this match did not need to be on WrestleMania. You could have easily put this match on Monday Night Raw. And so, yeah, so right after that, we had the Anything Goes match, and it was Sami Zayn versus Johnny Knoxville. My God, this match. But yeah, I was cheering on Sami Zayn. I really was. I was cheering on Sami Zayn. I was like, man, please kick this idiot's head off, man. And so, yeah, so to start the match, Sami Zayn, he answered my wish. He gave Knoxville a haluva kick to start off the match. We had the cast of the Jackass at ringside, and they were sitting in the crowd. And so Sami, he had shoved one of the Jackass cast members in the face in the crowd. And so we had another member try to throw hands on Sami Zayn, and so the rest of the cast had to hold him back. And so yeah, man, so Johnny, he sprayed a fire extinguisher on Sami, and then Sami, he had hit Knoxville with a crutch and a cooking sheet. And so yeah, so Sami, he tried to go for something under the ring, so he tried to grab something from under the ring, but something had caught him on his hand. And so he went on the ring, he grabbed it. It was a table full of mouse traps. And so yeah, so Knoxville, he started to fight back. But Sami Zayn, he had caught him with an exploder suplex to Knoxville through another table. Not the one with the mouse traps, but another table. And so yeah, so at one point, Sami Zayn tried to go for the haluva kick, but Knoxville had blew an air horn in his face. And so yeah, so we had another person that's from that crew. His name is Party Boy. He came into the ring. He started dancing and all that stuff, and he took off his clothes. You saw, he was naked. He was half naked. You saw his ass cheeks. So like, dude, nobody did not want to see that, man. And so yeah, I was like, dude, I was like, man, what the hell am I watching here? I was like, man, what in the hell am I watching? And so yeah, so Sami he took out the Party Boy. He took out Party Boy, and so Knoxville he had rolled up Sami, and then Sami had kicked out. And then we had Wee Man. We had Wee Man. He had came from under the ring, and he took out Sami Zayn, and he slammed Sami Zayn. He picked him up and gave him a body slam. And so Knoxville had hit a tornado DDT to Sami. Sami kicked out, and then Wee Man had put out a prosthetic leg. It looked like on a machine. And so yeah, and so Sami he had kicked Wee Man in the face. And so yeah, like all these interferences, I was like, man, how is this fair? I was like, how is this fair? It's a conspiracy against Sami Zayn. But yeah, and then at one point, Sami Zayn he went to the top rope. The pyro went off, and so yeah, so the pyro went off when Sami Zayn was at the top rope, and then the pyro was shooting up from the ring post and all that. And so yeah, and then Knoxville had grabbed the bowling ball. He rolled the bowling ball into Sami Zayn's balls. So Johnny Knoxville had grabbed the prosthetic leg that was on that machine. He had turned on the machine, and the prosthetic leg had kicked Sami Zayn in the balls. We had the big hand, that big huge hand that smacks people around. You know, Sami Zayn had got hit by that. And so Knoxville had grabbed some tongues. He had grabbed Sami by the balls with the tongues, and he slung Sami Zayn through the table full of mouse traps. Speaking of mouse traps, the rest of the cast brought out a huge mouse trap, and they put it in the ring, and they put Sami on it. And so they trapped Sami into the mousetrap. And so Johnny Knoxville had covered Sami Zayn to win the match. So therefore, Johnny Knoxville wins the match. And I was like, man, oh man, oh man. I was like, man, what a like I ain't even much have no words for this. I was like, man, Sami lost. He lost. Like, dude, it was crazy. The match was crazy. I was like, man, what is going on around here? What is going on around here? I was like, man, this is not WrestleMania, bro. This is not WrestleMania. That spot could have been given to anybody else. Like that match could have been given to anybody else, to a regular performer on that roster. And what the hell is Mustafa Ali? That could have been a spot for him. Where is Mustafa Ali, man? Free Ali, bro. Free Ali. If you're not gonna use him, just let him go. Just let him go, man. Free Ali. I did not like this dude. I really didn't. I had a feeling that Sami Zayn was gonna lose, and indeed he did lose. Just like the Omos and Bobby Lashley match, this was not WrestleMania. This is not a WrestleMania match. But yeah, but right after that, we had the Fatal 4-Way Women's Tag Team Championship match, and it was Naomi and Sasha Banks versus Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley versus Shayna Baszler and Natalya versus Queen Zelina and Carmella, who are the Women's Tag Team Champions. So yeah, Sasha, she had put up in a Lambo, so that was really nice. Just like the Raw Tag Team Championship match, I could not take notes in this match either. And so yeah, man. So everybody that took each other out, Liv Morgan had hit a finishing move, the Oblivion to Sasha, and Natalya and Shayna had took out Liv. Shayna went out right after Liv's ankle. Zelina Vega hit the co-red to Liv. You know, we had a Riptide backbreaker combo to Naomi from Ripley and Liv. Sasha, she had broke up the pin. Shayna had took out Liv Morgan, and Natalya and Shayna basically tried to go for the heart attack on Naomi, but Carmella and Vega had stopped it. We had a super kick to Naomi from Carmella, and a frog splash to Carmella from Sasha. And Sasha had locked in the bank statement to Carmella, but Vega, she had dragged Carmella out of the ring. And so to end the match, we had an assisted facebuster to Carmella from Sasha and Naomi to win the match. So therefore, Sasha Banks and Naomi wins the match and are the new women's tag team champions. And so yeah, man. So from what I heard, man, I didn't even notice. I didn't notice at all. But this is Sasha Banks' first WrestleMania victory. Can you believe that? Can you believe that, dude? This is Sasha Banks' first WrestleMania victory. Dude, that is hard to believe, man. That is very hard to believe. But yeah, congratulations to Naomi and Sasha Banks. Congrats to them. What they do with the championships, I don't know, because we don't have no women's tag team division. But yeah, that was it with that. The match, it wasn't bad. And so yeah, man. So right after that, we had another match, and this was the match I was looking forward to the entire weekend of WrestleMania. AJ Styles versus Edge, the rated R superstar Edge. And so yeah, man, Edge interest was freaking cool, bro. It was freaking cool. So yeah, man, Edge, he was sitting on a throne. We had fire. He was sitting on a throne surrounded by fire and all that. So he got risen up. He was risen up while he was sitting on the throne. And yeah, he was wearing all black. It looked like he was dressed as the Undertaker. That's the vibe that I got from it, Undertaker vibes, and mixed up with the Brood and all that. But he mainly looked like the Undertaker. Disappointed that we did not get to see Alter Bridge, bro. But yeah, oh yeah, here's another fun fact. A fun fact, dude. The theme music that I'm using right now for the Indies, the name of the song is "Crows on the Wire" by Alter Bridge. That song is on the same album as Edge's new theme song. And so yeah, I debuted the song before Edge could use the other side. So yeah, so that's really cool, man. But yeah, Edge, he was wearing black, he was wearing purple. So yeah, just like what I said before, Undertaker vibes because Undertaker wore purple too with black. So yeah, we had a sliding knee to Edge on the ring apron. Edge, he had blocked the springboard 450 splash, and then Edge, he went right after AJ Styles' ribs, and then he had a shoulder breaker to AJ, and then we had a suplex to Edge into the turnbuckle, and then AJ started to pound on Edge, and then Edge, he had hit that arm breaker to AJ, and then we had a crossface to AJ. He put his foot on the ropes, a slingshot DDT to Edge, or a torture rack powerbomb to Edge, and so both of these guys at that point they were going back and forth with strikes. Edge, AJ Styles had a Pele kick to Edge. We had the Edge-O-Matic to Styles, he kicked out. And we had a slingshot powerbomb to AJ Styles, and he kicked out. And we had a superplex. We had a superplex to Edge on a ring apron, and I was like, oh my god. And so yeah, so both of these guys they made it back into the ring at 9. We had a springboard 450 splash to Edge's back, and he kicked out. And so AJ Styles, AJ Styles had hit the Styles Clash to Edge, and Edge he barely kicked out, boy. AJ Styles he tried to go for the phenomenal forearm, but out of nowhere, man, we saw Damian Priest. He was outside the ring. AJ Styles he was looking over. We didn't see what he was looking at, but the camera had panned over. It was Damian Priest, and so Damian Priest had showed up. He didn't do nothing, and so AJ Styles he went for the phenomenal forearm, and Edge had caught him in midair with a spear to win the match. So therefore, Edge wins the match. Great match, bro. Great match. And so right after the match, we had Damian Priest, he had got in the ring with Edge, and so Edge and Damian Priest they were staring at each other, and they were both laughing. They did their maniacally laugh, evil laughs, and they stood together. They stood shoulder to shoulder, and yeah, that was cool, man. That was really cool. I gotten some brothers of destruction vibes, Kane and the Undertaker vibes. They walked in the darkness together, and so yeah, so that was a really great visual. I did hear rumors that Edge wanted to start a faction, a heel faction. I guess the rumor is true. But who else? Who else is he gonna add to that group? Because I feel like that he's gonna add more people to that group. I was hearing Rhea Ripley. Yes, I will add Rhea Ripley to that group too. Have a female presence in that group. Have Rhea Ripley. I don't know who else could join that group, but the only two, yeah, we had Damian Priest, and the next person could be Rhea Ripley. But yeah, I'm really excited, man. Really excited for Edge, bro. Really excited, and this heel path that he's going, bro. Really excited for him. But yep, that was pretty much it with that, man. And so right after that, we had the attendance for WrestleMania Night 2, and the attendance was 77,453 fans. And so I think that was less than Night 1. And so yeah, so right after that, we had Sheamus and Ridge Holland with Pete Dunne, or Butch, whatever you want to call him. I'm not going to call him Butch. That's a terrible name, bro. Why did you change his name from Pete Dunne to Butch? I don't know. But Sheamus and Ridge Holland with Pete Dunne in their corner versus the New Day, Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston. And so both Woods and Kingston they were wearing Big E inspired gear because Big E he's out with a neck injury. So speedy recovery for Big E. And so yeah, so speaking of night 1, I mentioned night 1 earlier. We had this match. This match was supposed to be on night 1, but this match had gotten cut off of night 1. And I see why this match got cut off of night 1. This match was really terrible, man. It was bad. But yeah, it was a waste of time. That's what it was. It was a waste of time, and I see why. I see why this match was cut off for night 1. So they took out the New Day. Sheamus and Holland did, and Kofi had hit the Trouble in Paradise to Ridge, and we had a bro kick to Kofi in midair from Sheamus, and then Sheamus had bro kick Woods, and then to end the match, we had the Northern Grit to Woods from Ridge Holland to win the match. So therefore, Sheamus and Ridge Holland wins the match. And so right after the match done, he attacked Woods, and Ridge Holland and Sheamus had to hold him back. And so that was pretty much it with that. And that was it, man. This just like this match. This match did not need to be on WrestleMania, and I see why they cut this match from WrestleMania. This was not a WrestleMania match. But yeah, right after that, we had the inductees of the Hall of Fame. And I forgot to mention this last night on the Night 1 review. The inductees of the Hall of Fame, The Undertaker, the Steiners, Vader, Queen Carmella, and Shad Gaspard for the Warrior Award. Shad Gaspard. Undertaker, he had headlined the Hall of Fame, and he came out embracing the crowd just like he did on Night 1. And yeah, man, that was pretty much it. So congratulations to all the inductees. Undertaker, Steiners, Vader, Queen Carmella, and Shad Gaspard. Congratulations to all of them. And so yeah, man. So right after that, we had Mr. McMahon. He introduced Austin Theory. Speaking of Austin Theory, we had Austin Theory versus Pat McAfee. Austin had took a selfie with Mr. McMahon, and so Pat McAfee, his entrance. We had the Dallas cheerleaders. They were cheering on Pat McAfee to the ring, and the crowd had sung along to Pat McAfee's theme song. And I love the entrance. I love the entrance, and I love the music. And so yeah, so Pat, I was cheering on Pat, bro, just like I was cheering on Sami Zayn. I was cheering on Pat. I was like, Pat, beat him up, bro. Beat him up. And so Pat, he unloaded on Theory, and then Theory had cut him off. And so yeah, and then Pat McAfee, he had a up and over into a back elbow to Theory. And then he had a hurricane rana to Theory. And then Michael Cole was also going crazy on commentary. Michael Cole was going crazy on commentary. And we had a snap suplex to McAfee. And then McAfee had hit a suplex of his own to Theory. And then Pat, he had knocked Theory off of the ring apron into the commentary table. And so yeah, so Pat, he grabbed the headset and he started commentating while he was beating up Austin Theory. So that was really funny, man. Vince McMahon was sitting at ringside and he was not happy. And so Pat went for the Swanton bomb and he missed. And then at one point they were both fighting at the top rope. Austin Theory had knocked him off. Pat McAfee hit a backflip and he landed on his feet. And I was like, wow. And so Pat, he ran towards Austin Theory, who was still at the top rope. He jumped from the ring onto the top rope and gave Austin Theory a beautiful superplex, bro. I was like, golly, man, this dude is freaking good, bro. For a person that's not a wrestler, bro, he can freaking wrestle, bro. So Austin Theory tried to go for his finishing move, the A-Town down to Pat, but Pat had reversed it. And so to end the match, man, Pat, he had rolled up Austin Theory to win the match. So therefore, Pat McAfee wins the match. And so Michael Cole, he was going crazy on commentary. He was cheering on Pat McAfee. And Byron Saxton kept telling Michael Cole to calm down and all that stuff. Like, relax. But yeah, this is great stuff, man. This is great stuff. Now, this is what I didn't like. So right after the match, Pat McAfee called Vince McMahon into a ring for a fight. And so Vince had took off his jacket. He had showed off his guns. And so yeah, so Theory had blasted Pat from behind. And so a referee had showed up. And so we had another match. And so it was Pat McAfee versus Mr. McMahon. The crowd started chanting, "You still got it," for Mr. McMahon. I was like, man, you people are freaking idiots, bro. But yeah, so Mr. McMahon, he squashed this dude. He squashed Pat McAfee. Gave him a series of clotheslines. Austin Theory got involved in the match too. And it should have been a disqualification. Austin Theory got involved in the match. Referee saw it, and it should have been a disqualification. But the referee did not ring the bell. So Theory had gave Mr. McMahon a football. Vince, he got in the football. He was about to kick it into the crowd, but he faked it. And he kicked the ball into Pat McAfee's stomach. And he pinned him. He pinned Pat McAfee to win the match. So yeah, so therefore Mr. McMahon wins the match. And I was like, man, dude, what? I was like, what? I was like, man, you just buried him. I was like, man, what was the point of that? I was like, what was the point of that match? You could have easily came in the ring and beat him down. Both of y'all could have came in the ring and beat him down. Like, why did we need to see a match between Mr. McMahon and Pat McAfee? Right after Pat McAfee had a match with Austin Theory. Why? That's the one thing I didn't like. And like, dude, it didn't make any sense. It didn't make any sense, dude. It was stupid. So yeah, so Austin Theory and McMahon, they were celebrating together, and then Steve Austin came out, and Cole on commentary once again going crazy on commentary, and then Theory tried to go right after Austin. Austin had stunt Austin. That sounded weird. Austin stunt Austin. Austin stunt Austin Theory, and Austin Theory, he sold that thing perfectly, boy. He sold that stunner perfectly. And so yeah, so Austin and McMahon, they were in the ring, so they both shared the beer. McMahon and Austin did, and then Austin, he had stumped McMahon. This is the worst stunner that Stone Cold Steve Austin ever hit, bro. And it was mainly Mr. McMahon's fault because he lost his footing. He lost his footing, which turned out to be a terrible stunner, bro. And so Pat McAfee got up. He and Austin, they shared beer. So Austin and Pat McAfee, they shared beer. And so Austin, he had stunt Pat McAfee. And I was like, man, no, please don't stunt Pat. And so he ended up stunting Pat. I was like, man, Pat McAfee, he went through all that stuff. He beat Austin Theory. He lost to Mr. McMahon, and now he got stunned by Stone Cold Steve Austin. I was like, man, no. But yeah, this is fun. You know, the Pat McAfee and Austin Theory match was really great. I did not like the McMahon and Pat McAfee match. You could have easily, the two of y'all could have easily jumped this dude, and then because Austin ended up coming out anyway. Why do we need to see a match between Austin, Pat McAfee rather, and Vince McMahon? Why? Why do we need to see that? When only for Austin to come out and save Pat McAfee. You could have easily, the both of y'all could have easily beat him down right after the match, right after he beat Austin Theory. Y'all both could have easily gotten in the ring and beat him up, and then Stone Cold Steve Austin came out and took out the both of y'all. We didn't need to see a match between Pat McAfee and Mr. McMahon. So right after that, we had the main event, and it was the unification match, and it was for the WWE Championship and the WWE Universal Championship. And so they quote it as the biggest WrestleMania match of all time. And so yeah, which is false. They did not live up to that, bro. They did not live up to that. And that's what happens when you try to overhype stuff. They end up falling flat on their face when they overhype stuff. But yeah, we had Roman Reigns, who is the WWE Universal Champion, with Paul Heyman and the Usos, who are the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, in his corner, versus Brock Lesnar, who is the WWE Champion. And so yeah, so Roman Reigns made his entrance. He had some red in his gear, and he had some red in his boots. And so Roman, he had grabbed the microphone. He said, "WrestleMania, acknowledge me." And so yeah, so Paul Heyman, he introduced Roman Reigns, and then Brock, he introduced himself. And so Brock, he had took off his gloves, gave Roman Reigns belly to belly suplexes. And then Lesnar, he went right after Paul Heyman, and so Paul, he started begging for his life. And so Reigns, he had speared Lesnar through the barricade. And then Brock, he had made it back into the ring at 9. And then Reigns had speared Lesnar. Lesnar kicked out. And then Roman Reigns had hit like 2 Superman punches to Brock. And then Roman tried to go for another Superman punch, but Brock had hit German suplexes to Reigns. And then Reigns had another Superman punch. And then Reigns tried to go for the spear, but Brock had caught him with an F5. And then Reigns had kicked out. And then Roman Reigns, he had speared Brock Lesnar into the referee. So the referee is knocked out. Roman Reigns had gave Brock a low blow. And of course, the referee didn't see it because he's knocked out. Paul Heyman had gave Reigns the Universal Championship. Reigns had blasted Brock with the Universal title. And so Brock had kicked out. And so Reigns had speared Brock in the back. And he kicked out. And so Reigns had gave Brock another spear. But this time, Brock had caught Roman in a Kimura lock. And Roman Reigns, he grabbed the rope. It took him time to grab the rope. But he grabbed the rope. Paul Heyman, it looked like he pushed it a little bit so Reigns could grab the rope. And so Reigns ended up grabbing the rope. And so, yeah, so Reigns, he had told Paul his shoulder was out. He was like, my shoulder is out. And I was like, oh, God, no. And so, I hope this wasn't legit. I hope this was not legit. I do not want to see him stripped of those titles, bro. But, yeah, Roman Reigns had said his shoulder was out. And so, yeah, he ended up getting back up. Lesnar had tried to go for the F5. But Reigns had fought out of it and hit Brock Lesnar with the spear to win the match. So, therefore, Roman Reigns wins the match and is the undisputed WWE champion. So, the champions of all champions. But, yeah, that was it with that, man. The match could have been better. I don't know. I don't know if they ended that. Like, I don't know if Reigns is really hurt. I don't know. I hope to God not. But, yeah. Because the match ended quickly right after that, right after that incident, the match ended quickly. But the commentary team that said that he popped his shoulder back in, but I don't know how true that is. But I don't know. I hope he's not injured, man. I hope he is not injured. But yeah, But Roman Reigns is the undisputed WWE champion, the right move. But the match could have been better. It felt like it was the same match that we saw the last 4 or 5 times that they fought. But yeah, man, that was it with WrestleMania Night 2. WrestleMania 38 Night 2. Show was decent. It was decent. It was okay. You know, it wasn't bad, but it was not better than Night 1. This was not better than Night 1. Night 1 was clearly the better show. And I was like, man, I was thinking to myself, like, how is Night 2 going to follow Night 1? They didn't. They couldn't follow Night 1. And that was the problem. But yeah, man. Yep. That's what happens when you put everybody on WrestleMania. That's what happens when you put everybody on WrestleMania. But yep, that was it, man. That was it with WrestleMania Night 2. You know, enjoyed the tag team match, the Raw tag team match, the Edge and AJ Styles stuff, the Pat McAfee and Austin Theory match. And yeah, those are the matches I enjoyed. You know, those are matches that I really enjoyed. The Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar match could have been better. It could have been better, but it wasn't. It was not better. But yeah, but we did end up getting the right decision out of that match. Roman Reigns winning the match as he should. And so yeah, man. So yep, that was it with WrestleMania Night 2, WrestleMania 38 Night 2 review on the Ryan Awesome Show. And yeah, man, if you like this video, man, what are you waiting for, man? Hit the thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up. And if you're new around here, if you're watching the Ryan Awesome Show for the first time ever, hit that subscribe button. And right next to that subscribe button, there's a bell. Make sure you click on that bell to be the first ones to know when my next video is uploaded, because I'm here each and every single week. Follow me on Twitter at Ryan Awesome Show. And I'll see you guys. I might do Monday Night Raw. I might review Monday Night Raw. The night after WrestleMania, I might review it. I might. But I will watch it. I will watch it, and I might review it. So yeah, I'll see you guys for Monday Night Raw, if I choose to do it or not. And yeah, man, and once again, guys, thank you for the love and the support for the show. Thank you, and thank you, man. And if you missed anything, bro, if you missed any content from the Ryan Awesome Show, everything is on the homepage. So yeah, everything is on the homepage. And yeah, and once again, guys, thank you for the love and the support for the show. Thank you, and thank you. And I'll see you guys on Monday. And yeah, man, and this has been the Ryan Awesome Show. Take care, stay safe, and don't forget to be awesome. And that's that.